Hello. I have this quote on my laptop that I look at and read every day, every time I open it. And I put that quote there around New Year, so that way I look at it and it's like a source of inspiration, and it just, like, the creative juices are, even when I'm sad and I'm not feeling it, I feel it. And the quote says, "This year I'm being a joyful little maniac about creating a life I love. That's all I know." Create from that joyful place in your heart. Be a little maniac. Go as crazy as possible. Literally, when you're creating to express yourself. When you're in your room, when you're by yourself and no one's around, you have the opportunity to fully express yourself as raw as possible because there's no one around you to judge you. And a lot of the times I feel like we get so held up by judgment, and we do absorb other people's judgment, and it kind of gets inserted and introduced as one of the council members. Every doubt, like, it's like one of the, I see, like, as the council members in your mind. It's like, don't do it. And you're just like there in the middle, just like, oh, like, permission, like, can I do this? And then the council members have to basically, or like, do the final verdict whether you can do this or not. But no, we don't operate off of that. All right? Create from that inner child. When I say inner child, I mean create from that space that you once used to create when you were like 5. And when we were kids, one thing that we had that kind of gets lost as we grow up into adults is we get so submerged into our own world because we have no knowledge of the world outside of us. And I think that sense of like ignorance there's a bliss to it because you get to be yourself in a way where you're not aware of outside judgment, which is the one thing that we can all learn from children, and one thing that we can all learn from ourselves when we were kids as well. And that's why I love that saying, a joyful little maniac, because there is that joy is in you. No matter how depressed you are, how sad you are, how life has beaten you down, that joy is there. You just have to go deep in there and get it out. And you literally have the best excuse to create in your own room, in your own space, when no one's around. You can be as raw, as crazy as possible, and you'd be surprised as to what you create. Because you set limitations to yourself, like, oh, well, I'm not unique. Who's to say you're not unique? Who's saying that? It's not about... I think we just get the wrong idea that, like, we're creating to stand out. We're creating to impress. No, you're creating to express, not to impress anyone. And it's not about, like, who's the most unique one. If you have that in mind of, like, well, I can't make this because, well, there's other people that make it better than me. There's other people that make, like, let's say, like, I'm not gonna make another love song because there's so many people that write love songs. Okay, and... oh, let me fix this. Oh, well. Okay, and there will always be love songs. There will always be these set of things. The world is vast. It's limitless. But your voice is your own. Your voice stands out on its own without you having to try, you know? And just because there's already love songs that exist doesn't mean that you can't make one. There's so many different types of love songs. There's so many different versions of love songs. There's so many different stories and ways you can tell a love song. It's about the person that's saying it. It's about how you say it. You know how they always say, like, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it? Yeah, that matters. It's like the nuances. You know, let's say I can make a love song and the person next to me can make a love song, but it will both sound differently, and how we deliver it will be different too. Very, very different. This is kind of cool. See these nails? Anyways, when you get so caught up with the idea of not being unique enough or all these things already exist, you're doing it wrong and you're stuck in your own trap and you're never going to get out of it. And you're going to beat yourself up over it, and then you're going to watch other people do all the things that they said that they want to do and all the things that you want to do, they get to do freely. You wonder why you're so bitter, you know? And I think it's just like, just because there's a saturation of things just because there's so many of said things doesn't mean that you cannot have an input as well. And it doesn't mean that your voice doesn't have a place. Your voice has a place. You just have to create the place yourself. You have to assert your energy. You have to assert your voice. You have to claim your place. You cannot wait or expect other people to create that for you. Then you're going to be in a constant waiting loop. You're going to be constantly just sitting there like, and you're going to blame other people for not creating those spaces. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to blame other people for your shortcomings and blame other people for all the things that you didn't do. And it's easier to do that when really the blame just falls on you. You can't expect other people to give you food, to give you a plate here. I mean, sometimes there will be people that will give you a place, that will give you a place for your voice to shine. There will be, but you cannot wait for that to happen though. You have to create your space for yourself. You have to create your place. You have to create that yourself. So that way, when you are given one, you know how to hold it and you know how to maintain it and you know how to grow it. Create from that joyful place inside of your heart. Be crazy, be wild, be kooky, be weird. And don't wait for other people to create a place or a space for you. Carve that space yourself. You have so many ideas already. You just have to start. Don't think about how, don't think about what, don't think about the little details and the nuances, because that just only just delays you. Do it and then figure it out as you go. And then every time as you do it, it starts to get easier. You start to familiarize yourself to it. And then you start to understand it better, and then the how will slowly fall into place and things will start to make sense. When you have agency over your voice and agency over your energy and agency over what you create and agency of yourself, you start to create a life that you love, no matter whatever mistakes that you make. And then you won't blame other people for your shortcomings. You won't blame other people for anything really, because there's no one to blame but yourself. And then you'll be surprised at all the great things that you create. So yeah, create, and be a joyful maniac. Again, did you see these nails? I painted them myself. I just wanted to show it. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see?